All right, and we are back with three financial experts here to answer your questions. And so the first question, Janae, I think is something that that you will answer. Should I roll my should I roll my IRA funds over to my Roth IRA?
And so I first would tell them I'm not a financial advisor, but that is somebody that they definitely need to sit down with. Whenever you start moving money from one retirement vehicle to another one, there could be some tax implications as well as some fees that you're not aware of. So make sure that you sit down with a financial advisor. If you don't have one, ask a trusted friend or family member, or just search for one online.
Okay. This next question, Nathan, I think this one's for you. Is it possible to get a perfect credit score of 850? We all see that credit score thing and it goes all the way up to 850. Can any of us get that?
So that's the high level for the credit scoring model. And is it possible? Yes, but really what you want to look at is improving your scores, because the best scores you have, like if the higher you are, the better rates and stuff you're going to secure, whether it's a loan, a credit card, a vehicle. So is it possible? Yes, but really what you want to just do is keep following all the best practices to build your credit score higher and higher. And you can speak with a financial advisor about that to see if maybe there's areas you aren't aware of yourself that could improve and make that number even higher.
But a really good score is 800?
If you're above 800, you're probably going to qualify for the best rates out there. So I always say higher is better, but that's mainly what you want to look at, is just trying to do all those things, take away all those negative actions from your credit reports that could be bringing your scores down.
Okay. All right, Michelle, this question is about ATMs. Are they phasing some of them out? They seem to be hard to find.
Well, I see ATMs all over the place. So, but it also depends on your financial institution. Especially if you're using virtual apps, where there is not a brick and mortar, or there is not a trusted and reliable financial institution that you can go to for any questions, answers, where you can sit face to face with someone, whatever the case may be. There are lots of things out there, but not every financial institution uses the same ATMs. So there may be some limits and or fees if you use ATMs outside of their purview. Here at the credit union, we have ample opportunities for our members to use ATMs. We actually are linked with two of the largest networks, one here in North Carolina, as well as one that is nationwide. But please check with your financial institution to find out what is available. And if you are finding that you are having some challenges, you are always free to switch and utilize another financial institution that will give you the access that you need.
All right, Janae, this is one right up your alley. This one says, can you honestly save that emergency fund while you have to pay off debt? Wouldn't it be better to pay off those bills instead of save? In case you don't know, Janae paid off $50,000 in debt.
Yeah, and so I always tell people the first part is you need to have an emergency fund, because what that does is give you a cushion in case something happens. So if you're paying off debt and then you don't have an emergency fund and something else comes along, let's say your brakes go out, you need some new brakes, guess what? That's even more debt you're adding on. But if you had that emergency fund, you could take care of it and keep paying off debt. So get the emergency fund first. That's what I did when I was paying the 50 grand of debt off. And then I started paying the debt off aggressively.
Okay, so do squirrel away the savings first. And then are you still making your minimum payments, though, as you're trying to do that?
Exactly.
Okay.
So you're not stopping the payments. You're making the minimum payments while you're saving emergency fund. If you want to get closer to that emergency fund number, sell some things, cut back on some things, and bring that money in faster, and then you can attack the debt like you want to.
And she did it. So, okay. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back for our last segment.